I'd rather do a zip wire across across the Eden project rather than this right now.
And with that, hello everybody. We are live. Welcome to Star Trek Pathos, where we're talking about the Eden project. No, not the Star Trek one, the Earth one. And I'm coming from quite a rainy England. It's been, the last few months were really quite sunny, but the last couple of days have been going back into the rain as we're going into autumn or fall. So this is the third part of the Casablanca experiment, which is the third episode of the first season, as far as I'm aware. And I've got some guests here to play this game. So, would you like to introduce yourselves from top to bottom, as we usually do?
Sure. I am CangoFango. Hello everyone. And I'm playing Doviah Drenlich Twossock, the communications officer of the USS Pathos.
Okay.
Hello. I am Dodrebur, or Dodd. I am Captain Shiun of the USS Pathos. I'm a Vulcan.
I'm a Shiun, yes.
I am Rogue. I play Nero, the pilot.
Right?
Good.
Yes.
Good. You might have noticed
I
a
think
little.
that's right, isn't it?
Yep.
You might have noticed.
I think it's right.
You might have noticed a little bit of an awkward pause there. That was because our fourth player is going to be late, which it's been communicated beforehand. So we'll see how we'll get on. And so who would like to do the recap?
Is this a running gag now that you ask that?
No, totally not. Okay, right.
Totally is.
Right, before we do that, hello CangoFango in chat, and hello Roomsbath in chat.
Yes.
How are you?
And Willis is here as well.
Oh,
it says.
as well?
And Rogue.
I see. Okay, so, last time, on Star Trek Pathos, you discovered the USS Casablanca, who you were supposed to be taking some experiment results from, some data. And there were some strange things, mainly that the crew was gone, except for the Commodore. Upon reviving him, you discovered that a transporter experiment went horribly wrong. A capacity experiment for a revolutionary new long-range subspace transporter. Apparently there was a comet which has very close orbit that dips in right into the cluster of neutron stars which cause subspace disturbances in this area. And this comet had a trailing energy which caught the transporter signal. Now, he's in executing his mission kind of taken charge of the Pathos. Not hard. He's not said he's taking command. However, he expects his way to go through, basically. And so far, he's not done anything too suspicious yet, and so everybody's been going along with it pretty much. Upon inspecting the Casablanca, it was discovered that the transport systems were completely shot. You've got one chance at rescuing the crew of the Casablanca, which is when the comet comes back around near the apogee of its orbit. You've got just a few hours window to try to get people back, and then it's going to get out of transport range and into those dangerous anomalies. A shuttle could be able to follow it relatively safely. A big ship would have some trouble. While waiting for the comet to come back around, the data was being analyzed, and a mistake, yet another mistake, was discovered in the calculations, which is what caused the issue to happen in the first place. It's not the first one. In the logs that you got from the Casablanca, you discovered that there had been a few in the past as well with some of the previous experiments, which had, even back then, cost the lives of some of the scientists. Now, the current situation is that the captain, along with Nero, and a whole bunch of engineers are on board the Casablanca, and they've cut some corners to get the transporters back up and running, which may or may not play a role in this session.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And Doviah, Drenlich, Twossock, as well as Yosef Westacre, yes, I'm getting to know the names, are on the Pathos. It is of note that Yosef Westacre is being played by the player who's currently not here, and is also the first officer, which means he's the second in command after the Commodore, since the Commodore is currently in charge of the Pathos. When we last left off, the Comet had just entered transporter range, and I had declared 2 roles. The first of which is going to be rolled by the transport operator on the Pathos, an NPC, assisted by the Pathos and the Casablanca. The second role is going to be made by the Pathos and is going to be assisted by the Casablanca and Nero. Both these roles are going to be quite difficult and are, in addition to any complication range increase they might already have, are going to have a +2 from the corners that were cut when the Casablanca's transporters were repaired, since the Casablanca is aiding in both roles. Now, we have 6 momentum and quite a bit of threat. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. No.
I don't believe so.
No? Okay. So, yes, chat. Hello, Willis1961. Isn't
Hello,
the
chat.
narrator supposed to do the recap? Well, that is the tradition, yes. However, in some games, I know that the GM likes to let the players do the recap, because then for one, it incentivizes the players to pay attention to what's going on so that they can then do the recap. And the second reason is that with some players it's easier to refresh their own mind if they're thinking about what happened rather than if someone's just expositing to them. But yeah, it is a bit of a joke here.
I've
thanks for
run
reminding me.
and been in campaigns that do that before. As a GM, I feel it helps sometimes to know what the players think was important in what happened, as opposed to what I thought was important. It helps kind of learn the players and their preferences better, which I think is a valuable tool.
Yes, that's a good
Right.
point. So, yes, hello Dodrebur, Dodrebur, who's in chat. Hello.
Yeah.
Willis says, I still don't trust this so-called Commodore. He seems a bit too sleazy to me. we
Join
shall
the club.
see. Did anyone check his ID?
Nope.
Actually, yeah, it would have.
He's too snobby for that.
It would, he would have. His ID would have been checked when the medical examination was
So it would
done.
have checked out.
Yeah, so it is him.
Good.
Uh, Something seems off about this test. Why did they beam the entire crew and left only one person behind, and not a large enough crew to handle problems? Well, that was done on the strong advice of one of the scientists, according to the Commodore. We are back at it. Hello, Eliza VGR Rowe.
Hello, yes.
Ensign Rowe.
Probably should have had like a backup team at the very least. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good evening.
said
Yes.
they had the Commodore.
good point.
Rather Susie, of you ask. Rather Susie, if you ask me. Off you ask me. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
That still doesn't sound legit. Can't trust those scientists. Well,
Well,
oh, sassy, not Susie.
there's
Bit too late
there's
now,
no
innit?
accounting for quality.
More common sense.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, come on, let's just do this.
Right.
And
So, 14...
Let's make these rolls and try not to fail.
14 minutes in.
I'm a better character, hero or a freaking villain.
Wait, 40 minutes?
Oh.
14 minutes.
Ah.
Or actually 11 and a half minutes, because we started a few minutes late.
Right, sure. Sure.
So,
Time to become a hero or a villain.
okay. Doviah, Drenlich, Twossock
Yeah.
has created a quite efficient communications link to coordinate between the two ships,
Oh, yes.
which will decrease the difficulty of these checks by
Great.
1. Drum roll. Yep. Okay. So, as the comet on the view screen on both ships comes into range,
Oh, this is not fun.
So the Commodore's also on the bridge, on the captain's chair.
the
Correct.
Commodore's in the captain's chair
Okay.
on the Pathos.
Yes.
The order is given to initiate the first transport. So we'll start right off with a roll. So this is going to be the NPC in the transporter room, and he could purchase a single die for the total of 5. He rolls 2 plus the assist from the Pathos plus the assist from the Casablanca plus 1 die would be 5. The difficulty with the reduction
It's 6.
is 3.
Alright.
Yes. I would like to buy that die. If everyone else agrees with the momentum spent.
Yes, I do. We were full
Yeah.
on momentum, so...
I'm already nervous as it is.
Okay. I
I
have
haven't
no
done my
objection.
rolls yet.
Okay, here we go.
Ah.
Slash R, 3d20. Let's see how this goes.
I don't want to see it. Oh god. I'm sorry.
Ah!
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Ah.
right. Okay, that already beats the AC, so that's a success. Let's see if how much you can generate. So, Kango, would you like to roll for the Pathos assist?
Sure.
So the complication range is going to be 3, because there was a complication range of 1, and plus the 2 from the cut corners.
Okay. So, okay. Can I buy a die?
No.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
It's an assist roll.
Yeah, of
Huh?
course.
No.
Sure. So what
You
was it
roll
again?
one, don't you?
So what
Oh right, sorry, I didn't say. It's going to be engineering plus computers.
Engineering? Sure. Sure, that's fine.
Plus the shields have to go down as well.
Okay. Focus used, yes.
And this is going to cost 1 power.
Okay, here we go.
Ah, okay.
Wow.
I think
Wow.
Roll20 thinks this is D&D, and so it's giving really
Yeah.
low numbers. Okay, so that
Yeah,
is
carry
one
on.
for 5 successes.
It wants to make things interesting for the stream.
5 successes, okay.
Correct.
Okay, I guess I'll
It's gonna
roll-
kill me.
No, the Casablanca.
Actually,
No, please don't.
Rogue, would you like to roll for the Casablanca?
Wow.
Would you like to?
Okay.
Here we go.
What am I rolling? Just 3 dice.
Let's see.
Or am I gonna do it? Who's doing
Yeah,
it?
you just roll the dice
Funny, I
in the chat. So the target number, you just roll 1. The target number is
Hold on. Do I roll? Hold on. Do I roll the 3?
it's
1d20.
1d20,
1d20.
and
It's an
the
assist
target
roll.
number is 11.
Okay.
Roll it again, Sam.
Yeah.
Roll
Perfect
again,
quote.
Sam.
Given this is the Casablanca that's rolling.
Oh. Okay.
Really
Okay.
perfect.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
That's 6 successes.
Oh god.
Okay. Let me make a note of that.
Alright.
So you've generated that back. Okay, so that was an excess of 3.
Well.
Okay. So as the transporter is flying into motion, you can see we've got a shot of the transporter pads of those 3 levers being pulled down as the lights are going on and off on the pad as the sparkles fly in and a bit of thing appears to rematerialize slightly, then goes away again and then comes back, and then that sound of the machines going in, coordinating with the Casablanca as people start materializing. As soon as they materialize, they collapse to the floor. Medical personnel are on standby. They are in a coma. However, they're alive. As this is going on, the Pathos is doing her job. So now let's go over to the Casablanca, and actually, I'm going to change that role slightly so that it is the Casablanca who's doing the main role and gets assisted by the Pathos and Nero. That way, that makes more sense. Okay, so right, so it is going to be 2d20. So Dodd, would you like to roll?
Can we buy a die for a ship?
Yes, since this is the main role. Yes.
Okay. I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
sure.
Okay. 3 dice.
3 dice.
You roll 3 dice. It's the same target number.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So
Is that?
it means so that is 1, 2, 3 successes because the 3 is the department. So it's a critical success. So that's 3 successes. So you've got 3. However, it's also a complication. Okay. So, Kango, would you like to roll the assist for the Pathos?
So is that 1d20? Just sure. I'll use this one actually.
You could use the sheet. You can use the sheet.
Oh, which one?
The Pathos sheet.
Yeah, of course. So that's computers plus engineering again. Communication Engine 3. Okay, sure. There we go. 0 apparently.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Now,
Added nothing but didn't hurt.
Nero,
Yeah.
you get to assist. You're down. You're down in the system, trying to keep stuff from exploding. As you get to assist
Okay,
the transport
We've
efforts.
already succeeded, so we're just trying not to get another complication.
Okay. So, What am I rolling?
This is going to be engineering plus control or daring.
Control, engineering. Yep, that's good. Complication range.
Complication range is 3.
Okay. How many dice we got?
1. This is an assist. You roll 1.
That's right. Yes. 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 That's what I remember. That's what I need to know. Yes. Yes. Cool.
Oh.
I bloody knew it.
Well,
Okay.
interesting.
Yay.
Right.
Wow.
So as this is happening, so more people are being transported over. Shiun on the bridge, getting reports from left, right, and center. Well, not center because that's where the screen is, but left and right. Getting reports of we've got this many people over here, and getting reports from the Pathos. They've got that many people, and things are going quite well until in one of the transporter rooms that were just rigged together with chewing gum and duct tape, maybe literally, who knows, there is a small explosion, a puff of smoke starts coming up, as you saw in the Doomsday Machine episode, if you watched that ever, when Scotty's trying to frantically fix it. Anyway, yeah, that's happening. The transport systems fail just as a group of people try to beam in, and the pattern of those gets lost. They don't materialize. The energy basically disperses throughout the system, and they are gone. The transporters of the Casablanca are offline. That's one of the complications. The other complication, and I thought I would have to use threat for this, but I don't.
Yay! Blow in my face.
As this is happening, the other complication is that the systems that were hooked into the transporters to support that, one of them gets damaged, gets taken offline, and that is the communication system. If you hadn't been there in the Jeffries tubes trying to hold stuff together, it could have been much, much worse. However, communications is now offline. So, as this is happening, let's go to... So this is happening over the course of a while, like a few hours.
God damn it.
At one point, as the comet is just going back into that danger zone, going out of transporter range, I wanted to do the Pathos scene first, but I would really like Mr. W to be there for that. So, let's do the Casablanca scene first.
Ah, god damn it.
So, on the bridge, Shiun, captain's chair, there's big diagonal metal supports supporting the roof structure of this old ship. Getting damage reports. One of the consoles sparks as you lose communications. What does Shiun want to do?
So the communication system is just like the ship's internal stuff, and that allows us to communicate with the Pathos.
Internal
Yes?
stuff, the internal stuff works, the intercom, but external communications are down. So you can't contact the Pathos.
Okay. Gotcha. Alright. So, guess I'd contact the people who are contact those engineers.
Okay, so we'd contact Nero in that case.
Yes.
Dad!
Okay, and Nero, this is
bucket.
Nero. This is so similar to what happened when you were here before, like the trying to transport them off,
flashback.
things blowing up, trying to frantically fix things. Okay. So, right, you contact him. The intercom goes off. You respond. And
all you hear is, God damn it!
Yep.
Not again!
Okay.
Hello, officer.
In the background, you can hear sparks flying and electrical fires in the background.
Rust bucket.
The communication systems are down.
Oh, lovely.
Do we have people available who can work on that?
In the moment, we're trying to keep it together.
Okay.
Got fires one place, fires next, soldiers that side, fires that side. It's all going wrong.
Okay.
Very well. I will come to assist.
I have flashbacks.
Just to make a quick note.
Right.
Keep it together. Keep
Okay.
it together.
Right. So as this is going on, Shiun, you are heading. I'm assuming you want to get your hands dirty and help fix this. Is what you meant by that? That you're coming to
yes.
assist?
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever I can do on scene to help.
Okay. So you would have to leave the bridge and go down to probably main engineering. Do you want to? So do you want to leave the bridge?
I mean, so like the only thing I can really do from the bridge is try to coordinate, but like with everyone being so busy, I don't think that's going to help very much.
Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, there are quite some chat messages as well.
Uh-huh.
Oh goodness. Hello chat. What's up? Willis, I don't understand what that means at all.
I'm fucking done trying.
Well,
This is not going
well.
well.
Who knows? So,
Right.
do you want to leave the bridge in charge of probably an ensign to go and fix stuff yourself? Or would you rather stay here and not lend aid to the engineers?
I feel like Shiun would go help the engineers
Okay.
in this situation.
Right. So, probably just, so as you leave, you should probably just turn to one of the ensigns who's there and say, "You've got the con." And it's like, yes, sir. And like, a bit like the situation that your other character was in on the Crow, if you remember.
Poor ensign.
Right, so you head down. Do you take the turbo lifts or do you want to take the ladder? The turbolifts
unless
aren't affected,
the
as
turbolifts
far as
have
you
been
know.
disabled, then I'll use the turbolifts.
Okay. Right. Take the turbolifts, get down to main engineering. You can see the warp core pulsing red behind the grate at the back, as there is smoke rising from different consoles, and you get in there. So,
Hello.
Hello.
hello! Thank you very much for hopping in. Thank you really very much.
damn it!
Because your character is about to have a scene that is related to an NPC from your backstory and plot, and would be really a bit awkward if that was both me talking to myself in this conflict. So
Let's just
thank
do
you
it.
for coming. Okay, so
But
Shiun,
first,
you're in main engineering.
yes.
Well, first I will say roll 20 is not completely up yet, so if
Okay,
anything
that's
needs to be
fine.
added
We've
there.
still got a little bit
Fine,
of
not your
time.
scene yet.
A little bit of time we've still got until basically when this scene finishes. Then we'll hop over. So, Shiun, you're main engineering. There's an engineer who's laying on the floor, has clearly got burns. There's a nurse there who's treating it with something. As you get in, what do you do?
I guess just ask what
Okay, where you can help?
what needs the most attention right now.
Okay, so one of the engineers.
anymore.
One of
The background probably.
yeah. One of the engineers turns out, says, "Captain, it's the whole thing's fried. We're doing everything we can to keep the core stable. And as he's saying that, sparks fly from a console, saying, "We've got things slightly under control, but if you could keep an eye over that console, please."
Very well.
Okay.
Probably also hear it in the background going, "We can't lose anymore."
Hey Willis, this isn't Voyager. We don't have quantum duct tape here. Obsession was a good episode.
We're already come to point. We got gum.
Okay, so Dodd, I need you to make a roll. There's going to be engineering plus either control or reason. Probably more
They are the
control,
same.
if you can, whichever you want. It's going to be a difficulty 2, complication range 1. And yes, I did spend threat for that added complication.
So
Are you looking at your focuses list?
well, yes, but also I'm thinking, trying to think of like at like if at this stage it would be worth using determination.
It
Well,
Well, the
Certainly.
depends.
situation,
Could
well, the
at this
situation
point.
sounds fairly dire, so I wouldn't be a stupid thing to do.
So at this point, maybe. Thing is, at this point, you are just assisting to keep the situation from becoming worse. This isn't actually a repair check to try to get
Yeah.
comms back online or things.
Yeah, that's why I was debating on.
And it's
so,
not that difficult. We've got quite a bit of momentum,
Yeah.
so it's up to you.
Yeah.
Maybe it was actually Captain Shiun that invented quantum duct tape during this mission. That could be your career event, your third one.
I mean, I am really good with science, but focusing.
Okay.
Would composure count here?
Yes.
Okay. And could I buy 1 die?
Sure.
Be my guest. Down to 4.
Yep.
Down to 4. Alright. And let's see. Oh, hey!
Ooh.
Congratulations.
4 successes.
Okay, so you've generated 2 momentum back.
Yeah.
As Shiun goes expertly over to the consoles, uses her Vulcan physique to withstand the heat that's coming from a fire that's right there,
Oh my.
and keeping things under control. Well, keeping things from exploding more than they already are. So,
roughly the same thing, aren't they?
Exactly. So now we switch over to the Pathos. One of those momentum evaporate. We're down to 6. From 6 down to 5. That's what I meant. As we go back to the bridge. So, Mr. W, what happened was this. The checks were made. People were being transported off, are still being transported off. However, the Casablanca's twine held together sticky transporters blew.
What a surprise.
Comms went down with them.
Bloody hell.
Doviah can't raise them. And the comet is just on the verge of crossing back out of transporter range into the more denser area of subspace anomalies, getting back in closer to where the neutron stars are. At this point, you've not gotten all of them off. You've gotten with those great rolls, you've gotten about 3/4 off. There's still 1/4 of the people left. The Commodore has since stood up from his chair, and he's got his hands behind his back, staring at the view screen. And there was lots of chatter from, okay, we've transported these people off, we've got 5 more, we've got 10 more. That's fallen silent. Doviah still trying to raise the Casablanca fruitlessly. There's a moment of silence. As the Commodore says, "Tactical, would the ship withstand us following the comet?" That
I assume is tactical me, or is that
yes,
not me?
it is you.
It is me.
It would be operations, but at the moment the operations station is unmanned. You've got information about the ship's structure as well and things, so there's going to be a roll. It is going to be insight plus engineering, assisted by the ship's structure. For once, the ship's structure plus engineering.
Wow.
Wow.
So it is going to be a difficulty 2 task. What would you like to do?
Okay, so it's 10. Okay. I've got shipboard tactical systems as a focus. Could that apply here?
No. Tactical systems is things like the shields and foot torpedoes and phasers and things like that.
I'll just go a quick check on my focus.
We've got 5 momentum.
Values.
It is also worth to note that at this point, the helmsman, who's at the at the con, at the helm, is down by the transporters to help transport them in. So you're kind of taking over both. You can kind of reach over to the other console, which is great because they're right next to each other. So, what do you want to do?
I mean, I can think of two values that could possibly apply. One probably more than the other. I've got one chance, don't lose it, and I also have always live in the present.
Okay.
But I doubt those two could really apply.
Do you have determination? Because in your character sheet, have you already used your point of determination this? No, actually, this session you wouldn't. So you would have one.
I haven't noted it down, but I don't believe I have used determination.
Then you probably
as
just
this character.
Yeah, then you probably just didn't put it back anyway. It's fine. Okay, you've got one. But do you want to use your determination on this roll?
Okay, so
Because right now you're just answering like the
Yeah,
question,
so-
right? Not
so-
actually trying to do it.
So no, I don't think so. But if people allow it, I would like to buy a dice.
I think
No,
that's
I would-
okay.
Sure.
Any objections?
No, if you want to buy a die, then buy
Sold
a
to
die.
the gentleman with the single letter.
I only realised when I was looking through my stuff, I realised that I'd given Roll20 the wrong email address. I'd missed out a part of my own.
Alright.
Buy a vowel. Okay, so go ahead. Make the roll.
Right.
3 successes. Okay.
Wow.
Thank God for that crit.
Yeah.
Okay. Dodd, would you like to roll for the Pathos?
Sure. What am I rolling?
Structure plus engineering. Complication range 1.
Got one. Complication 1. And everything else is normal.
Okay, so that's
One more.
Yeah, that's 2 momentum generated. So we're back up at maximum. Congratulations.
Yay!
Oh. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Sure.
1 Mississippi. Or 1 hippopotamus. Or 1 banana, if you're so inclined.
Nana!
Sure.
Please talk amongst yourselves as... Have they ever lost a roll? Good question. Yes, they have. In the reputation
Definitely
department, that was...
Department.
My
I think my
horrible
reputation after this is gonna
reputation.
hit hard. Hit hard. The
Lanza.
reputation I got, I think it's gone now.
Well, we'll see.
We will find out.
Eventually.
It's part what you do and part what you roll, so.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I think I'm glad I can't see my artwork.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Mr. W, are you back? Are you having technical issues? Is everything okay?
He might have stepped away from his computer.
Well, that's not ideal, considering that it's mostly his scene. However, okay, we'll continue, because there's another player character in the scene that we can focus on, maybe. So,
There is.
right. Yeah, but so external comms are down. So, as Yosef Westacre is making some quick calculations in his head,
Right, I'm
taking
back.
a while.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
There you are! Great timing.
Hello.
So as you're making some quick calculations in your head on how he's role-playing that the comms had happened. Yeah. Right. You.
I'm sure you enjoy mocking me, sir.
Ah. So.
I've not got Twitch chat open, so I have no
Okay.
idea what he's saying.
No, he said he's role playing that his comms are down.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So. Right. You come to the conclusion that it is going to be dangerous. If the ship follows and goes into where the denser the subspace disturbances get, the more dangerous it will be. If the shields were up, it would be another story, but considering that you can only transport with shields down, you would be relying on the ship's structural integrity to hold it together. You would get breaches in systems for however long you're going to be in there. Every interval of time, you're going to get a breach in a system. The closer you get, the quicker that interval will tick down, basically. So, is it safe? No, basically.
Yeah, but what choice do we have?
However,
really?
the ship is probably going to hold together. I was trying to cover for you, says Willis. I was trying to cover for you.
Well, it's likely that the ship will hold together, but you know, in this kind of situation, you can't really be certain. But I'd say there's a fairly decent likelihood that we'll be fine.
It's amazing how calm you are. Anyway,
Yeah, but
so
I've got composure as a thing. So
Yeah.
so while this is being said, what does Doviah have to say about this? Because if you remember, Doviah did get instructions to keep the captain updated on any developments, and which you can't do now.
Yeah.
So perhaps does she feel a need to bring forward what maybe the captain might suggest, or what the captain's point of view would be, just to represent her, perhaps? Or what is Doviah
Yeah.
going?
Yeah.
The captain also did give a general message to the bridge crew minus Commodore to, try not to do anything risky, essentially.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so what's the current plan exactly? What's going to happen?
Well, there's one of two choices. Either you let those about 25 to 30 people die,
Yeah.
or you go in after them at the risk of this ship and its crew and everybody else you've already rescued on this ship. But you've got the potential to save those people.
I mean, this is me as a character. I mean, if I wasn't in Starfleet, I'd say that we got the majority of them, and we wouldn't want to risk all of them to save a couple. But I know that's what they don't. I know they don't particularly like that way of thinking. So
Yes.
I know what Shiun would say, but you wouldn't.
Mhm.
So
So.
I'm not going to say
oh
that.
yes, that is how characters tend to work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So-
So. How many did we rescue at the moment? How many did we get off?
Well, the best estimate
Three-quarters.
is about 75.
Percent. Or-
75% of the people have been attempted.
Ah.
Some of them were lost.
Mhm.
You've got about 70 odd people. Also,
Yeah.
please remember not to
Because
cover
there
your
were
mouth.
Yeah.
about 100 people.
True. So what does the Commodore want to do?
The Commodore has asked how the ship will hold up if they went in. What do you think he wants to do?
Go in.
Yeah, he probably wants to go in, and I've told him so that it's, you know, as the GM said to me, it's likely that the ship will hold together. You know, we can't be 100% certain, but we are, you know.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want to say, if anything?
The risk is great. But I don't know.
What do you think?
Is it a?
No, go on.
So how close would we have to get to try it again, to try to get more people off?
You would have to follow it. You're overthinking this. This isn't a situation where you've got time to methodically go over the situation and then
I know.
things. Is there something your character in this situation, as this is being discussed, and you hear the ship will probably hold together? Is there anything that Doviah, Drenlich, Twossock would like to say? Perhaps on behalf of the captain, perhaps on behalf of yourself, as part of the bridge crew.
Maybe consider what your values are.
Oh yeah. Good shout.
Maybe think about, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm so
Actually-
glad I'm not there.
Actually, so actually my character would be for rescuing them because one of the values is never lose hope.
Okay. That's interesting.
Interesting indeed.
I can just hear Shiun grinding her teeth.
And also,
I mean, I'm not going to say what she would actually think until the decision has been
Yeah.
made,
Yeah.
because that would be metagaming.
yes. Also,
But,
another
you know.
another value is
But-
also
But
Go
one
ahead.
might note that one of her values is never forget the cost.
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, another one is also hold your reasoning close, but your confidence closer.
That might work.
Okay. Come on. Just
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you want to say anything, you're not obligated
If
to
you
say
wanna say
anything. You
anything.
don't have to.
if you want to, now is your
but
chance.
you could have a role-playing moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do want to have more of those. I do want to have more of those.
Just
Well,
try
yeah, but
it.
if
Just
yeah, but
try
if
it.
it's yeah, but
Just
if
throw
it,
yourself
yeah, but
in.
if it's not truly character, then don't do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't. Yeah, I'm not the first
Yeah.
officer or anything. I'm not the.
No, that's
yeah, I
that is
know.
Josef Westacre.
I
Actually.
know. I know.
Yes, that is me.
But you are a part of the bridge crew.
Fair point. Commodore, if I may speak freely.
Yes, comms.
I realize that we want to save these people, and of course I do too. But are you really sure? Are you really certain that risking the lives of everyone on the Pathos is worth it?
Comms. As I'm sure that my first officer will be able to agree on, we are in the business of risk.
His first officer. Interesting wording.
What does
Yes.
what does Yosef have to say to that?
First of all, I'm not your first officer anymore. I'm not
Okay.
under your command anymore. And secondly, that's true, but common sense does have to come in.
As at your outburst, which borders on subordination.
Well, ow.
Yeah, it borders. This is a military operation. It borders on subordination. He raises an eyebrow, and he says,
Yeah.
"Westacre, you surprise me. When we served together." Never mind. I need you at your post.
Will do.
Okay.
And I set off.
We're going in.
Thing is, I had a fairly certain. I was fairly certain that I knew what it was going to say, and I knew my response to it as well.
Okay, so he strides over to the captain's chair, sits down, and yeah, he's given the order to take the ship in. Okay.
I shrug and turn back to my
So-
console.
Okay, that's the extent of the resistance on board the Pathos.
Wow.
Also, if I, when I pass, as I go, if I do like meet eyes with Twossock, there we go. If I do
Sure.
meet eyes with Twossock, I sort of give him just like a little pat on the shoulder,
Her.
like saying, don't worry about it. This isn't your fault. You've got nothing to feel sorry for.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your
Just-
fault. You're the first officer.
Have a little
Anyway.
bit of comfort. Yeah, I know.
Sure. Thanks for that.
Okay. So,
Okay.
you won't have to make the roll now, because you still got to go within range, so you will make the roll later. Willis says if Comms had any guts at all, he would unplug the Commodore's mic.
Oh Lord. Well, I guess. Well, that's the thing, because I mean, the annoying thing is that I'm going to assume that the Commodore is in temporary command of the ship. That's
He is. He's the highest ranking.
That's the thing. Yeah.
He has taken command of it. Okay.
Oh, hang on. He's taken command of it. So he's taken command of it rather than being given permission. I'm going to.
He's taken command of this little. Yeah.
Gave implied permission when she went to the Casablanca.
So it's you we got to blame for this.
Additionally, he is the highest ranking officer on board the ship. And this is technically his mission, and he's technically got the most experience with this area, as he's already been here for months.
To be fair, he's only on our ship because we saved him.
Well, yeah, true. Totally no parallels to the Doomsday Machine at all, whatsoever. So, as you use the helm, you reach over, turn the dial. As the ship's engines start up, the whine begins. You set off. On the Casablanca, smoke rising, fires on the bridge that are slowly starting to die out a little bit. The ensign on the main view screen sees the Pathos just changing direction and starting to move across the screen. Further in, going further in towards that blindingly bright blue cluster of neutron stars, getting closer. And he seems quite nervous. Goes over to the wall, presses all the buttons, all of the intercom, and in my engineering, you hear the sound, that classic sound, the whistle sound of the intercom. Do you want to respond, Captain?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. You respond. It says, Captain, it's a bridge. The Pathos is changing heading. It appears they're following the comet.
I know exactly what I'm going to say if I see the Commodore again.
You're with the Commodore now.
And by the way...
Oh, no, he told me he told me to get to my post, didn't he?
Huh?
He told me to get to my post, right? The Commodore. He told me to get to my post.
At Tactical, which is next to Helms, you've taken over helm controls there.
Right, okay, well I know what I'm saying when it's my next scene then.
Okay. So, by the way, Nero is overhearing this as well. He's just poking his head out of one of the Jeffrey's tubes.
He's just basically shouting off orders, like, what you hear in the background, shouting off orders.
Okay, so what does...
Give up!
So the Casablanca's comms are down. But would it be possible to send a shuttlecraft with a message?
Not gonna be fast enough.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what precise message would Shiun give in this situation?
Stop doing this, you bloody lunatic, perhaps?
Also, who wants to pilot the shuttle? Unless you meant trying to use the shuttle's limited communications. Unless you want to use the shuttle's communications system to try to reach the Pathos.
What?
You can try to use the shuttle's communications system, because the shuttle has its own transponder, to try to reach the Pathos. Is that what you want to do?
Try that. If it doesn't work, gonna have to get closer.
Gonna have to follow him at some point, Kat, because He's a nutter. At some point, he's either going to destroy our
I
ship,
thought exactly.
this ship, or both.
So Willis says, how long would it take to prep a shuttle and then catch up with the Pathos? After saying Captain Shiun should beam directly to the bridge of the Pathos and then use the Vulcan death grip on the Commodore. I wonder what he's planning.
It's never failed before.
Unfortunately, transporting is not a good idea right now.
No, because I'm barely keeping this thing together. As a level explodes.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Okay, so...
Would my suggestion have worked?
Sorry, could you...
Or in the chat. Putting
Oh,
a signed letter in the torpedo casing and send
a
it
signed letter. I mean, you can try it. If you maybe get a signet ring and to seal it.
Don't tell him that.
Okay, so as I'm assuming you head down to the shuttle bay to try to transmit the message.
Yes.
Okay, so you get there, leaving Nero in charge of main engineering. So have you come up with a message yet?
Let me look at something.
But while she's doing
So
that,
Willis,
do I know how?
one second. So Willis, a shuttlecraft, it would be much safer because the shuttlecraft is so much smaller and more maneuverable that can avoid. They can just avoid most of the anomalies, and well, at least until you get really very very close in. But a shuttlecraft wouldn't have too many issues. Yes, Rogue.
Do I know how long it's going to last before this goes boom?
At the moment, you're keeping everything under control. If you want to get a better read on the situation, that would be an insight plus engineering check, difficulty 1.
Oh, okay. Insight plus engineering. Complication.
1.
1, 2 dice.
Good luck.
Not mechanic.
Yeah, that's a funny post, Cango.
Please no.
Well,
Typical.
Okay. So you reckon that if you continue to focus your attention on keeping everything from blowing up instead of repairing it, then the system will eventually calm itself down. However, if you change your focus on trying to repair comms or repairing this, then there's a chance that you will slip up and, well, boom.
Yay. God.
Okay. So, as Shiun arrives in Shuttle Bay, has she got a message prepared? Doesn't have to be long, just... Or you can paraphrase as well. You don't have to give the exact wording.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what, like, because, like, essentially Shun's opinion would be that they should follow, but only until things start getting, but, like,
Dicey?
not yeah, not too closely and not after sustaining significant damage. I'm not sure.
As far as I know, the whole ship's on the like borderline.
Well, the Pathos is fine right now.
Yes.
Yes. It's just the one we're on now is not great.
Yeah. We're not moving.
No.
We're not going anywhere. but the Pathos is fine and can probably follow for a little while with minimal risk. But I'm not sure
Okay.
what would be a reasonable limitation.
It's difficult to be specific in this case.
Yeah.
So do you just essentially want to give your blessing and say, I'm going to give my blessing until it gets too dangerous, basically? Like, I'm okay with this until it gets too dangerous.
If you were to do that, I will advise make it very clear what is too dangerous.
But
he
that's
will
the
try
point.
and weasel his way out of it.
But that's the point.
He's already
can't-
weaseling his way out of it.
You can't
more.
really do that. Too dangerous in whose opinion? Exactly.
So
Not in the captain's opinion.
So I would think probably knowing how the Commodore's current demeanor, she would say follow the comet at the lowest possible risk factor.
Okay, so basically stay at the edge of transporter range rather than...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Willa suggests, as a message, you've got 30 seconds to turn my ship around. 30.
And then the countdown music starts playing.
Okay, so is that the message you want to try to send?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead. It's going to be a difficulty 1 task to send it.
How much momentum will we have?
What am I rolling?
It will be... 1 moment.
Sure.
1 moment. It is going to be engineering plus control.
Okay.
And technically the shuttle assist as well. So let's see
Right.
if I can find it. Hold on.
Where's
Dun,
the
dun, dun, dun.
screwdriver? There it is. This
In the command. Where's it? Federation. Ships. If only the Command F search would work in these, but... okay. Type F. There we go. So... comms, that's... okay. It has a 6. It needs to beat to assist.
Oh no.
Wow.
It's a Type F shuttle. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Again, what momentum will we have?
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. We're
Or-
at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would recommend, well, or suggest at least that you do spend a dice for this,
It's what?
just so we can be sure.
Yeah. I think 1 die in this instance is as much as I'm willing to go
And for goodness sake,
for
we'll probably
just
make it back
sending this message.
up. But it's very important that it does meet him, so that's why I'm suggesting.
Yes, but he can use the Commodore, choose to ignore it.
Yeah.
Because he's still literally...
Granted, if this was a roll to convince him to follow the order, I'd be very good at that.
All the momentum. Just use all the momentum in that case. Yes.
He's going to have to roll 5.
At that point, I'd be rolling something more like 17 with a focus and persuasion. So, but I'm not sure if it would be worth buying 2 dice for this.
Yeah,
Considering,
I go with that.
you know, everything else is still so patchy. I think I'd rather save the momentum just in case. So
Okay.
just one die.
Yeah, just
You
one.
could always buy another one with threat. Or partially.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
yes,
aware of the option.
Yes,
Thank
that is
you.
Yes, that is logically possible. Thank you very much for reminding us.
Alright. No, I'm just gonna roll my 3 dice.
Sure.
Okay.
Ooh,
Ah.
3 successes.
2, okay. Now let's see what the shuttle does.
Do you really need a
And, well, there you go.
Okay.
Ah,
4 successes. You
I
only
told
need 1.
how did we get it back?
So you've generated... So you've got excess of 2, so you've got an overflow of 2 momentum. It would just go to waste.
Great.
You could...
Yeah.
You could use those as an immediate spend to add an advantage, because that costs 2 momentum, if you want to. If you can think of anything that would be relevant to the roll. And then the Commodore says, your message is breaking up. We're going through tunnel. Hangs up.
I'd probably slap him at that point.
Well, then he'd probably slap you in the break at that point.
Eh.
through a tunnel, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Okay. So do you have any advantage that you would like to add, propose
The-
to add?
The only advantage that I think would even be remotely possible for this basically comms role, I think would be that the connection can actually stay open for a while between the shuttle and the patients.
Okay. I would grant you that.
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Okay. For a while, until they get out of range. Phases and stun, Commodore wakes up in sickbay, fully restrained to his bed. Okay.
what is the meaning
So-
of this?
So now we switch back to the bridge of the Pathos. So you're getting in closer and closer. And Westacre, you had something you wanted to say?
Because I'm in the proximity of the Commodore, right?
Mm-hmm. You're in front of him.
In front of him. You really haven't changed a bit, have you? Still a bloody lunatic. And then I just turn back, and keep working.
Okay.
Ooh.
So the Commodore stands up and he says, Westacre, I will not tolerate such outbursts on my bridge. One more outburst, and you're in the brig. Is that understood?
Hey.
Okay, and he sits back down.
Out of character, we are on the Pathos, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes, we are
Yes.
on the bridge.
I'm so tempted to say something.
At this point,
But you'll probably end up in the break.
at this
Probably,
point,
yeah, that's why I'm probably not going to say it.
at this point, as
Yep, go on.
Westacre is pondering whether to antagonize the Commodore further, CangoFango, Doviah,
Yes.
Drenlich, Twossock, Drenlich, Twossock
Yes.
gets a little beep on her comms console.
Mhm.
It's a communique from a shuttlecraft, which incidentally, there is there's only that one. Yes.
Can I see that the shuttle is from the Casablanca?
Oh yeah, you can coordinate where the signal's coming from. It's coming from where the Casablanca is.
Right.
It's the transmission.
Commodore, there's a communique from one of the Casablanca's shuttles. A message.
Visual?
I believe it's only text.
Is it so? Dodd, is it? I was assuming it is
Actually,
audio, live audio.
Is it?
I was also thinking audio.
Alright, sorry. That didn't happen then.
No,
I
it's
just
fine. It's
didn't
fine.
know
You
it
didn't
was
know. There was no way
Sure.
for you to know.
It's audio only.
Very well. Put it on speakers.
Aye, sir.
Okay.
Right.
And then Shiun's message gets played. Do you want to roleplay this? Or not?
I don't think I'd get the wording right.
Okay.
So
Right.
we'll just.
Sure.
So, like you said, message, you probably state the situation of the Casablanca, right?
Yes.
You then tell them to the Pathos to go in, but stay on the outer edge of transporter range to stay as safe as possible. Correct?
Yes.
And do you say anything else in the message as well?
I guess.
Good luck.
Good luck and be ready to retreat if things are going badly.
Okay. If things are going badly. Okay. Right. So the Commodore responds and says, "It is good to hear from you, Casablanca. I can assure you, your ship is in capable hands. We're going to do everything possible to make this mission a success for everyone." At this point, you're going to stay within comms range of the shuttle for a little while, as you're going to start to head into where the anomalies begin. And yes, so as you enter, there's going to be the first instance. So there's going to be a piloting check. It is going, since the ship is this big, it's going to start out with a difficulty of 3. Difficulty 3, complication range, let's see, complication range 2. And this is to avoid the anomalies. There's only the first of a series of rolls that will keep going as you get closer. It's going to get more difficult as you get further in. If you do not succeed, or if you roll complications, then you're going to take breaches.
Can I just say, just quickly, I just need to quickly go to get some more comfortable clothes.
Okay. Do you want to roll the? Are you gone already? Are you gone already?
Me?
Yeah. Could you?
Oh, it's me that's rolling.
Yeah, you're at
yeah.
helm. You're at front.
Sorry.
You're the front. Because the helm officer is down at transporter.
Nero's on the
It's
Casablanca.
completely my fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I'll roll. What are we rolling?
So this is going to be helm plus control or helm plus daring. It's going to be a difficulty 3, assisted by the ship.
And we have full momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say helm plus control or daring?
Con. Your helm. Yeah, your con. So you've got 5 momentum. Do you want to buy dice?
Hang on. You said it was either control or daring, right?
Yes.
I will do daring then, because that's highest.
Okay.
I'll just check the stat.
Huh?
It's 13.
Oh, there we go.
How much
Because
momentum are
ultimate.
we at?
5.
5.
Alright.
Being as will be assisted by the ship,
Mm-hmm.
we're more than it's more than halfway, stat wise. So the likelihood is we'll get at least one success. Oh, you said difficulty 3, right?
Mm-hmm. It's really tough because there's a big ship, at least for the TOS era. It's only about the size of one of the nacelles of the Galaxy class, but for this era, it's a big ship.
I am leaning towards buying 1 dice. If people are okay with that.
If you want to, sure.
Yeah, this seems like, because we're staying at a far distance, you're probably going to be making a few of these rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So probably.
I've already said that this is going to be the first in a series of rolls.
Yeah. Are they going to get progressively more difficult?
Yes, as you're getting closer.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I did say.
You buy.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Yeah.
uh,
So I'd say starting with 1 is fine.
you think so? Well,
Purchase die.
yeah, but if like the next one is 4 and we get 1 and we buy 1, we're going to have to.
You're gonna have to buy 1 at every single one. So
Yeah.
you're better off buying 1.
How many rolls? If you're telling us.
That it depends on how well the transporter rolls go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll spend 1 now.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for the purchase.
Okay. Right.
Could composure count as a focus here
Well,
to kind of keep myself calm during this?
not yet. Not yet. There aren't sparks flying everywhere and rocks falling from the ceiling inexplicably yet. So,
I'd argue that it's a pretty tense situation.
true, but you are a trained Starfleet officer.
But it's the
That's true.
and you've
beginning of a
experienced.
tense situation.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Okay, so I'm rolling. Actually,
Huh?
emergency procedures is a focus. I will get to rolling eventually, I promise.
Yeah, it was just like waiting because I thought that
Yeah.
roll 20 was just lagging. It was like,
Yeah.
actually, and you had never
I have emergency procedures as a
Mm.
focus. Could that maybe not count yet, but
Mm.
possibly soon? In all likelihood.
So, emergency procedures are things like protocol on what to do in certain emergencies and how to get through them.
Oh, right.
It's, yeah, as in procedures.
Right. Okay. So I'm rolling now.
Okay. Actually, and then you pull the Columbo trick of just driving people mad by not leaving.
I thought you were going to let me use emergency procedures then. Don't do that to me.
Oh, sorry.
Cruel, cruel man.
Just roll. We have like 35 minutes left of the session.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I need to go to bed as soon as I can.
Okay.
Uh,
So,
yeah.
Nero, being the helmsman in spirit here with us, would you like to roll for the Pathos?
Yeah. Would I like to what?
Roll for the Pathos.
The
It is in
Pathos.
Con plus
Alright.
engines.
Well, thank goodness for that
I've
extra
been-
dice.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Don't like this responsibility.
What are we rolling? Is it
Con plus engines. 1 assistance die.
engines and what was it?
Con plus engines. Or engines plus con, whichever you
Plus-
prefer.
Engines slash Cornish. Okay, 1 die.
Ah!
2 successes.
Congratulations.
Wow.
We've
Nice.
generated
Sorry.
1 back. We're at 5.
Right.
Well done.
Yes, well done indeed. So, you
Yes, the
succeeded.
spirit of you.
There, you narrowly avoided some of the subspace anomalies, these disturbances. Occasionally, ship does vibrate slightly as some of them kind of go in quite close to them, but you don't graze them. That's the important bit. What? Willis says Westacre's mother wanders onto the bridge with a tray of milk and cookies. It's time for your snack, sweetie. You know how cranky you get when your blood sugar gets low. What?
You?
Yes!
That has no. What relevance does that have?
It's because you were so snappy with the Commodore. You're getting so cranky with him.
Oh, good grief.
Okay, so
yes.
now,
Great.
now,
Thanks. Thanks.
Transporter.
Well,
Transporters,
thanks,
yes.
Willis. Thanks a bunch.
transporters. So, this is going to be a bit difficult. So this is going to, since you're staying at the edge of transporter range, I'm going to increase the difficulty by 1. Because if you're staying right at the edge, it's more difficult. So the base difficulty would be 2. given that you're staying at the edge of transport range, I'm just gonna say that's basically you staying at medium range, not close range. So that adds +1. And then there's another +1 due to the subspace disturbances, which in the first episode I did say messed with transporters.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
4.
That has remained in the brain.
So that's 4. Difficulty 4 task for the NPC.
Oh.
So
This is going to be
how much
interesting.
do you want him to buy?
Okay, so we've got 5 momentum.
And actually, in this case, the Commodore is going to assist,
Oh.
Ooh.
plus the ship. So you've got 2 assists.
Oh.
So you could buy
2 dice with
1. You could buy 1.
Well, yeah, being as we've got 2 assists, I'm thinking we only buy 1.
All right.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Down to 4 momentum.
4
Once
momentum.
again, we go from 5 momentum to 4.
Yeah.
3d20. Let's see if there's any success.
And then we'll get it right back.
3 zeros.
Ah!
Eek!
Oh. But roll 20 colors it green because they
Okay.
don't realize that it's Star Trek Adventures.
Well, they do, clearly, because of the everything. It's just a bit that they didn't program into it.
Yeah.
I didn't see that final number until a bit.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay,
Well,
so
Smeg.
that's 1 success. Good thing you've got. Good thing we bought that extra die. So,
Well, it's 1 success, so the
Okay.
assist still go.
so
Assist.
as the transporters, as the order is given, the Commodore stands up and he asks Doviah to put him through to transporter room 1.
I sir.
Okay.
Sure.
Then he stands on the bridge and he says, actually, shipwide.
Okay.
Okay?
John
Shipwide.
speakers.
He says, brave crew of the Pathos, I am aware that I am not your normal commanding officer. However, in this crisis, I have seen you act bravely and with great skill. We are on a mission of mercy, a mission to save those who need saving, to aid those who cannot aid themselves. Truly a mission worthy of a Starfleet ship and a Starfleet crew. I know you will all do your best, and I have the utmost faith in you. Manning's out. And that's going to be his assist, so he's going to roll 1d20.
Was that the inspiring speech?
Maybe. And that counts. That's an assist.
Alright.
That's 2 out of the 4.
Ship
on.
just needs to roll a crit.
Oh no.
No big deal.
Hopefully. So who's rolling for the ship?
That's the question. Doviah. So how about Cango? Would you like to roll for the ship?
If everyone else agrees, sure.
Willis says, Westacre mumbles, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Probably.
Probably. Okay.
But I'm not taking responsibility then.
So there's going to be engineering,
Ah.
and in this case,
Yes.
sensors.
Okay.
Good, that's the highest system.
Oh, that's good at least. Does he have a? Do you have a focus that applies, or a value, or just anything?
ship.
that
The
can
ship.
apply?
It's the ship.
The ship,
Ah.
the ship doesn't have a value.
The ship doesn't have values yet. Who knows? Maybe if it gets a Norman, but the focus
That
does
was our other track game.
focus does always apply.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm genuinely terrified.
No.
2.
No.
2 out of 4.
Oh.
Okay. So the music, as the music starts playing in the background, you can see the kind of on the view screen there's kind of space debris or whatever kind of flying past, as the blinding light of the neutron stars, the pulsing light, getting brighter and brighter as you're getting closer. And we cut to the transporter room, energizing, pulling in. As a bit of materialization happens a little bit, but not quite. You can see the forms of humanoids starting to take shape a little bit, but then it is not enough power, and it kind of fades over a bit, and he's trying everything he can. It's a close-up of the NPC's face with the eyes illuminated, like the area of the face, sweat, and as you can see on the transporter pad, them dematerializing. He comes to the bridge and says, "So we didn't get them. The pattern's still there. We can try again. We need to get closer, really." And given that you spend the advantage, Shiun, of maintaining that comms link, as this message gets sent onto the bridge, you are hearing what's going on.
Ooh.
The Commodore, upon hearing this, says, "Captain Shiun, it is your decision."
Wow, Cole doesn't want to do it himself.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Oh no, he says it. He says it in a way that's clear, like what his choice is. However, in this case,
Wow, we already know what his choice is.
He's going to leave it up to Shiun. Apparently, who knows if he's actually going to?
Yeah, or at least he's going to ask an opinion on it. Whether he's going to follow that is another story.
Ah.
You have 3 chances at close range, then back off.
The Commodore kind of takes in a deep breath, and he says, "You heard her, Westacre. Take us in closer."
Yay.
Okay. That was really tense. Okay, so...
I missed about 4 buses when I was coming back. I don't need this stress.
Okay. So, Mr. W, can you guess whose role it is next?
Mine, come on, bring it on.
Okay. Sure. It is going to be
I wishes I was there.
a difficulty 3 task. It is going to be a difficulty 3 task again. However,
Okay.
the complication range increases by 1, and I'm going to spend 1 point of threat to increase the complication range by another 1. And by the way, I did take a little bit of threat for the choice that Shiun made, because that is making the situation more dangerous. I did take a little bit of threat for that. Not much, just a little bit.
Wait, how did you mean you took threat by her decision?
When the players do things that make the situation more dangerous.
Oh right, okay. I thought you meant you would use threat to make.
Oh no!
Basically, change her decision.
No. I took. So.
Right.
Difficulty 3. Complication range would be +1, so 2. Normally, and add another 1 to that, so 3. Complication range 3, difficulty 3.
So 17.
So this is again con plus daring, I would
How
say.
much momentum are we at?
At this point, 4.
Yep, I'm gonna spend. Does the ship assist?
Yes.
Yeah, spend 1 for it. Spend a momentum for this to get an extra die. Whatever.
No objections.
Yes.
3, 2, 1, sold. Go on.
Again, I'm going to ask composure or emergency procedures. Would they apply? Come on.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Come on, be
Not
nice.
yet.
Go, so
When
nice.
things start blowing up, then composure, yes, but not before then.
You're on the wrong ship for that one.
I buy you like Scrooge, only 1,000 times worse.
Yeah, I'm afraid the other ship is the one that's blowing up, not this one.
Ooh.
Actually, hang on. I forgot to check. I forgot to undo the complication range, but you can probably just sort it out by the numbers. I need to change it. The complication range.
Okay. No, it doesn't come into play. It doesn't come into play. You rolled a 14, a 19, and a 10. Okay. So, actually,
Well, indeed.
you know what, Mr. W? Would you like to roll the ship as well?
Yo,
I'll just get the
Go
sheet.
ahead.
I'll just get the sheet up.
It is-
just to remind you, Mr. W, we don't have a chief engineer yet.
You're not helping.
I'm not here to help.
Is that your character or just you in general?
Oh, please, we don't want to extend this for another session.
Yeah.
Nope. I really do want to get this finished in this session.
Yes, so do I. What was it? What was it again for the ship?
It is con plus engines.
Cheers.
Where everybody knows your name.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
2.
What?
Finally
Wow.
good roll. Finally good
so
roll.
we did get the.
This is
Actually,
the
what is
most
that?
unbelievable session
it's
in
a
terms
3.
of rolls I think I've ever seen.
Okay,
This is ludicrous.
so you succeed. However, because of that complication, you do take a breach. So we're going to use the combat hit table for this. So let's see. 1d20. There we are. And that is a 10, which has just hit the structure. It's hit the structure. Gain a breach in that. Okay. And if I remember correctly, that is the one. Let me just quickly. Okay, if an effect is rolled, then okay, right. So we need a challenge die. If an effect is rolled, which it is, then a character is going to take an injury, which is a lethal injury, which lethal damage, which means if he's intended to, he will die. They will die.
Bring it.
Commodore.
Okay, so now we need to roll. At this point,
What roll who takes it, you mean?
Yes.
As in roll who takes the...
yes, roll who takes it.
Oh, so does that decides who takes it, that roll? Or...
No, it is to decide who gets the injury.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yes, it is. So, in this case, it is going to be between yeah, exactly what Will has said in chat. So, it's going to be between you three. It's going to be between you three. So, the two player characters
Oh, boy.
or the Commodore. So, I'm going to say 1 for Doviah,
Wait,
2.
2 black characters.
1 for Doviah, 2 for Westacre, 3 for the Commodore.
Ah, right.
So I'm gonna roll. Actually, you know what? Rogue, you roll.
Yeah.
Roll 1d3.
Our lives are in your hands.
I'm gonna roll a d6 just to go for.
A d6. Okay, a d3 works as well. Whatever you want. So it'll just loop around. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be 4, 5,
and
6.
6. Come on, a 3 and 6. Come on, come on.
A 2.
Ah.
Okay, that's gonna be interesting.
Hee.
So,
God damn it.
This actually kind of works.
right. As you take the ship in closer, can feel vibrations starting to go throughout the deck plates. You can hear a little bit of rumbling as well. And then alarms go off at the operations console. You look over, you can see that distortions are a distortion, subspace distortion, is passing right through the neck of the ship, causing EPS power systems to burst, coming through, and your console, the console that you're at, bursts into sparks, sending you flying back over the chair against the railing that's behind the kind of the center bit of the bridge, and you gain
all the points of stress damage.
You gain an injury, which counts as lethal damage.
Mhm.
Which means
Whereabouts do I mark that on the sheet?
there should be an injuries,
I'll give a check.
but that's just where it says injuries. Just pick, just write down ship damage with brackets lethal or something like that. Whatever you're comfortable with. At this point, the Commodore. Actually, no. At this point, Doviah, what would you do?
Just quickly, I can't seem to actually put anything in the injuries.
You need to.
There's an injury.
Probably have to click the
There
gear
you go.
icon.
I did it.
The cog.
There you go. I've clicked it. So what would you like to do?
I say, Commodore, what are your orders?
Medical to the bridge. Now.
Right,
We need him on his feet.
right. I call the doctor.
Okay, you get medical up here.
Yes.
They are gonna take a little
Huxley
while.
comes in.
They're gonna.
Huxley comes in from an alternative angle.
No.
Ooh.
Don't you mean
Oh yeah, your character, of course.
Dr. Robin?
Which?
Something like that, yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Tom Robin.
We'll do that. We'll have the supporting character come in. So, right, as this is happening, it's time to roll for the transporters. This time the difficulty will be reduced by 1, so it's only going to be 3.
Okay. Can I quickly ask? Is there a likelihood that my character will be used in the session now? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Is there a likelihood that my character will be will be used in the session?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
No, you can't go to bed yet.
I've got uni in the morning.
Yeah, well, it's
We'll talk about it later.
okay. Right. Yes. Let's try and make this the final part of this episode.
Probably get used to the occasional sleepless night.
Okay. So
Oh yeah, it's uni.
Yeah.
Especially on Thursdays.
So come on, it's time for the transporter roll. Difficulty 3.
I've got work tomorrow as well, so don't worry
Anyway.
about it.
Difficulty 3. And so yeah, just it's the NPC who needs to make the roll again. Do you want him to buy dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got 3 momentum left.
So we could buy
One die.
2 with that.
Damage him, I'm a
Nope,
doctor,
one
not a
die.
dungeon.
No,
Because
one.
my previous
One?
message.
Okay.
Yes, because of my previous message.
1, okay. 3d20. Okay. That.
Okay.
Yep. Well, yeah. There we go. That's 3 successes. The Pathos assists. Dodd, would you like to roll for the Pathos? It's going to be sensors plus engineering.
Sensors, engineering, and shooty.
1 success. Okay. So we've actually generated 1 bit of momentum back. So we've got 3.
Yay!
Great.
Okay. You transport people off. Because you managed to generate a little bit of an excess, you manage to get 12 people off. So there's still people over there, still need to do a little bit more, and you need to follow it. Okay. At this point, if you want to take over the doctor, supporting character, if you want to introduce them. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. So, Tom Robin comes storming onto the bridge as sparks fly a little bit. What do you want to do? You can see red alert klaxons sounding and Yosef Westacre laying on the floor in pain. He's got severe burns and maybe internal bruising as well.
Okay, probably... Do I have, hold on. What area is this? Do we have sprays or anything, or do we just have to take them?
You've got a med kit with you.
I'm not...
You've got a med kit with you. You do have sprays, but it would be a roll. It would just be a roll.
Okay, I'll start doing like field medicine stuff.
Okay. So it is going to be
Just ignore the Commodore and just concentrate on
yeah.
the
It's going
task.
to be medicine plus control,
Yep.
and the difficulty in this case, I would put it 1. Complication range also 1.
Complication 1, that's fine. Field medicine.
What is the... So is that field medicine a talent or is it a focus?
Both. Well, technically focus at the moment.
Okay. So...
I'll use that as a focus.
But field medicine, isn't that if you don't have your normal tools with you? Or if you're out in the field somewhere?
Technically, you could say this is technically.
I wouldn't count it really.
Yeah.
That's
Because if I count it here, then the
I would
only
see that
place...
more as being like on planet or something.
Yeah, because otherwise the only place where it wouldn't count would be if you're in sick bay.
Yeah.
That's fine. 2 dice, that's fine. I'm just gonna roll it.
Ah,
2.
generated a bit of momentum, so we're at 4. And Yosef is, although in quite a serious amount of pain, back up on his feet. The Commodore says, "Thank you. Westacre, please, take your seat again."
I'm up. And I do, and I go do it.
Okay. So, you still need to get some people off. If you manage to get a good roll on the transporters, then this could be the last roll you need. Plus there will be one more roll getting out again. So this is going to be a helm roll again.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad that the one time we are doing so many helm rolls, the helm officer is stuck on the stranded ship. I mean,
Yep.
unless... yeah. I mean, you could have said maybe... You could have requested maybe to take a shuttle to catch up with Pathos, so you can helm her.
Mm.
But we're kind of past that a little bit now. By the way, the communications link
Kinda.
cuts. The communication link cuts with a shuttle.
Oh boy. Okay, so what am I rolling again?
The same roll. It is going to be a difficulty... Well, actually, difficulty 3, but the complication range is going to increase to 4.
Okay.
And this is going to be, again, con plus control or daring. And at
Being
this
as I am
point...
in-
At this point, I would allow composure to apply.
I was going to say, yeah, because being as I'm in quite a bit of pain.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Yes, in quite a large amount of very painful pain.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine.
Do you want to buy dice? We've got 4 momentum.
What difficulty?
Yes.
3. Complication range 4.
3. So yes, buy a die.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Right?
No objections. Thank you for your purchase.
Sure.
Oh,
Well.
sorry, guys.
Good thing you bought that die.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the extra die didn't hurt this time.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
true.
The Pathos
Mhm.
assists.
Sorry. We
Rogue,
need three, don't we?
Rogue, would you like to roll for the Pathos again?
Yeah, it's
Please,
like
we
me
need
saving the day again.
We need 3 successes, don't we?
Yep.
So what are we doing? What is
It is going to be engines plus con and complication range 4.
Complication 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 dice. Time to
Oh.
Okay,
Ooh.
Wow, another 18.
so that is a total of 3 breaches.
Well,
2 for the 2 complications and 1 because you didn't succeed at the task. So, I'm going to allow you to succeed at a cost, basically. So you do manage to keep within range. However, you take breaches. So, Dodd, would you like to roll for the damage table?
Sure. What die is that?
So it is a d20, and you 3 breaches, so that is 3d20.
Okie doke.
Good luck.
Okay, so... Oh, okay. The first 2... the first 2 hit structure, which means we've got 3 breaches in structure.
Oh no.
We've got 1 in sensors, which is kind of a vital thing because we need them for transporters. Let me just read up what the structure damage is. Is half. Okay. That's interesting. Because we've
What?
now got we've got more than half the ship's scale in breaches in structure. It means that the complication range of all engineering tasks is hold on. One moment. Is that no, that's
What?
I think no. One moment. I need to reread it. It makes problematic. Repair. Oh no, it's just repair. Okay. It's all tasks to repair the system. Okay, that's fine. I thought it just increased them in general, but there we are. Okay, so as this is now happening, we'll go back over to the
What's the scale of our ship?
4.
Okay. Cool.
And the
One more
Casablancas?
breach in structure and we're disabled.
That's smaller. I'm not sure. So.
Okay, sure.
oh.
At this point, on the Casablanca, Nero,
Yep.
suddenly lights come on. You've got transporters back, plus the core is stabilizing.
Sweet.
Okay. Right. Also, actually, I need to look up the thing for sensors. They're just they need to be enabled. Okay. So as this is happening, as this happens, so okay. Would Shiun have gone back to engineering or the bridge when communications were severed with the shuttle?
Probably engineering.
Engineering, okay. Right, so you witness this. What are your orders?
Looks like we... Kat, do you want to go and save our ship or not?
I don't think the ship can afford to follow. But
Okay.
the Pathos could probably use a proper helmsman. We could attempt to transport you.
You could attempt to transport him with the subspace transporter, because to transport normally, you're too far out. You would have to go into the dangerous bit. You'd have to use the subspace transporter.
Well,
What do you want to do?
well,
I don't think using the subspace transporter when the comet is still that close is the best plan.
Although your calculations have fixed the issues, it theoretically should
Yes.
work.
But it'd be risky.
It would be
Well-
risky. It would be risky.
Also, Casablanca is scale 3, I've checked.
Okay, thank you.
Daedalus, yes. Right.
Oh god.
well. What's your orders, Cap? Is it time to ride or die?
I will let you decide if you want to risk your life for this.
That's of course.
Of course, that's logical conclusion.
Oh, hey,
I don't think
here.
she would order him at this point.
Do you want this responsibility? I found it laying around. Is it yours? What is Nero
Save the
going to
ship and rub
do?
it into the cord.
What does the ship? What
Save
is?
the ship and rub it into the corridor's face. That's so tempting. Well, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so
Yeah.
do we have like 10 or 15 minutes more to go overtime to finish this in this session? But Mr. W, if you have to go before then, I completely understand.
I'd much rather come over, spend a little time over for just once, than keep doing it, because I have an idea of how we can do it with me still being able to go to bed at a fairly decent time. So yeah, I don't mind staying up, because it's not that much longer.
I meant now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now is fine,
Okay.
because I have an idea on how I'm going to be able to.
We'll stick
Not-
with now is fine, and
Yeah,
we'll play.
all right.
Sure.
Okay, as long as it doesn't involve sleeping pills, we're fine.
No, that's fine.
Okay,
Good.
right. So, phew. I was really worried we'd have a four-parter again. 15 minutes later. Well, how about half an hour more? No. Okay. So, as Nero goes onto the transporter pad, the engineers are busy double-checking everything. Shiun, do you want to energize? Do you want to make the roll? Or do you want the engineers to do it? I would allow, if you want the engineers, so the ship will, so it would be the NPC who does the main role. The ship will assist. And if you want to, assist by providing a calming presence, then I would let 2 assists be active on this roll.
Or I could do it myself.
Or you could do it yourself, and the NPC will assist.
All right, I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
I'm gonna use determination.
Okay.
Ha ha ha. Okay. By the way, the difficulty for this is 2. So if you use determination, you've already
Yep.
succeeded.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay. Does a value apply?
Those who lead must serve. Or that's kind of the way I always imagine.
Okay,
that
sure. I'll let it apply.
value coming into play
Sure, go ahead.
when like stepping in and just doing it myself.
Yes, fine. That works.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay, so you've got 2. Now roll the dice.
All right. And it's
Oh yes, it is going to be engineering plus control.
okay. And normal complication range.
Mm-hmm.
I just literally.
Okay,
Wow.
that's 5 successes.
Wow.
Good.
Okay.
Now,
Oh, I haven't got my character. Oh, thank God.
Doviah, would you like to roll for
Momentum
for the Casablanca? It's just you just roll
Okay.
/1d20.
Sure.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be a 12. The DC.
What could go wrong?
Let's see, shall we?
Everything.
Right, so it's... What is it again?
You just roll 1d20.
Alright, so not even on the sheet. Okay.
No, I don't have the Casablanca in roll 20.
Oh, yeah, of course. Casablanca. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Ah.
So luckily, the complication range wasn't increased. So no, you've already got 5. And since I said I'd let the NPC assist, yes. So we've got 6 successes.
All right.
There's just this
Okay.
moment of eye-to-eye contact between Nero and Shiun as you operate the transporter console, and Nero vanishes. Okay.
Okay.
So this does have an advantage, which is that you're maxed on momentum again,
Yes.
and
That's great.
so which part of the Pathos did you target with the transporter beam?
Play the bridge.
The bridge? Okay, sure, great. So on the Pathos, everybody's here. Westacre, Doviah, the Commodore. You see as suddenly there's this orange light on the bridge. You turn around, you can see, and this is just as Westacre is making his maneuver, and then just as he materializes, you can see, oh, it's Nero. Suddenly the ship shakes violently over to the side as it takes 2 further breaches in structure. Okay.
5 breaches then?
Ow.
Is that 5 breaches?
No,
in
no, no, no,
structure?
no. Those are those 2. Those
No.
are those 2.
Oh.
If we had 5
Yeah.
breaches in structure, we would be in serious trouble.
Yeah. True.
Well, we already
We just
kind
sort
of
of interrupted the
God damn it.
consequences of that.
Uh-huh. Come on. Okay, those didn't roll any sort of effects, so we're good. We don't need to take injuries for people. Okay,
Yay.
Great.
so, however,
Yay.
sparks fly, everybody's thrown over to one side, and okay, you're on there, on the Pathos Bridge, fires are left and right, the Commodore is there, stands up. What do you say, Nero?
Get out of my seat.
Okay.
My baby to fly.
I'm assuming Westacre complies?
Yep. Hang on. Hang on. I need to think of a quip. Yeah, sure. Your responsibility if you mess up, then. And I gracefully move out of the seat.
Okay.
I just go straight to the seat.
Okay. Now, we need to do the transporter roll. So
Yes.
I'm not gonna let a momentum evaporate for this because we did follow the character through this. So yeah. Okay.
Because
So
we need this.
so the NPC. It's going to be a difficulty 3 task with a complication range of, let's see, since you're in close range, let's do 2. Complication range 2. Yeah, that makes sense. So, difficulty 3, complication range 2. Do you want the NPC to buy dice?
Yep.
Yes.
How many?
The
One
ship
at least.
assist
The ship assist, yes.
and
If you could get a good enough success on this, you could potentially get all of them in this one go.
yeah, I think it might be worth it to buy the 2 dice on this one.
Fine, let's do it.
All right. Back
Yep.
down to 3
Because I
momentum.
already know how to get out anyway. With at least 2. It's
Thank you.
just-
Yeah, thank you for halving your momentum. Okay, 40-20. There we go. Oh,
Ow.
A 19 and a 17.
okay.
Well,
That's 2 successes plus 1 complication. So, right.
Please don't make this.
I'm not using it.
Westacre, would you like to roll for the ship?
Yes.
It is going to be
What?
engineering plus sensors.
I think Westacre's having a nervous breakdown.
No, it's me who's having a nervous break. What stats did you say?
Sensors plus
engineering.
engineering.
Yeah.
I selected it.
Like, I've not even had the time to get in my pajamas. Right.
Thank you for that information. I'm sure
didn't know that.
YouTube will appreciate it.
Yeah, it's no issue.
Yes!
Okay.
Yes! We've got 3 successes. We've got 3.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Good.
4. Okay. I would allow you to part. If you parted with 2 momentum, I would allow this to be all of the group. All of them rescued. Do you want to spend those? You've got 3 momentum. You can use threat to buy dice. Do you want to buy this advantage?
Yes.
I think it's a good deal.
Affirmative.
Okay. So we've got
I have
one.
become a robot.
We've got 1 momentum left. As Shiun is on the bridge, watching as there are explosions happening on the hull, as parts of the hull plating of the Pathos are blown out into space. Now, the transporter operator does their magic, beaming them over just a little, just pulling them, just putting every bit of daring into this, and it pays off. The remaining people materialize, collapse to the floor. They're in a coma, but they are alive. Pushes the button, says, "Bridge, we've got them all. We've got them all." So the Commodore says, "Nero, it's your time to shine. Get us out of here." So, would you like to spend determination?
Yeah.
Replenishes next time anyway.
Yep, I know that.
Uh-huh.
What's that on doing?
So
Right
what-
on there, baby.
Right or
on
die?
there.
That's the value. That's the value, right? Ride or die.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's getting very lot of.
Right. So by the way, I should tell you the difficulty of this. So
Yeah. Good communication range.
the difficulty base is going to be 3. However, I'm going to spend 1 point of threat to increase it to 4, and I'm going to the complication range is, let's see, the complication range would be 3 since they're this close in. So I'm going to spend another 1 to increase that to 4 as well. So difficulty 4, complication range 4. So you've already got 2 successes, you only need 2 more. The ship will assist.
And we could spend our last momentum.
Uh-huh. Plus you could repay me some of the threat I just spent.
Momentum.
What are we doing? Control and...
So it is going to be con plus control or daring.
I see. Yeah, we got that, so we're good, we're good.
In this case, are you going to use daring or control?
Control.
Control. Okay. You are really quite
What is control?
calm. Okay. Even though
Oh god, no, this is like...
Okay, sure. So, how many dice do you want to roll? The ship will assist. You've already got 2.
Right.
You've got, so the thing is, the determination you bought, that counts as a die add to the roll that has rolled a critical success. So you've already got 1. That's that.
Yeah,
You're
that's what I'm
rolling
rolling
2. That, so you can buy. So if you roll 2, the ship assists with 1. You can buy 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I roll 3. Ship rolls 1.
The last momentum.
And...
Ooh.
Yep.
And... Am I gonna end on a... Oh. Oh, man. We good?
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it. I'm sure the damage will just buff out, says Willis.
I can't. No?
Go for it.
Roll 20?
Ah! Okay.
4 successes.
Right. So we've got 1. Okay. So we've already got 6 successes.
I didn't think handily.
6 successes.
Unbelievably.
Okay.
Lucky. Lucky.
So, in this case, Kango,
Yes?
would you like to roll for the ship?
Sure.
It is going to be
Okay.
con plus engines.
Complication.
Here we go.
That would be something if we did get a complication and we did suffer breach and it was structure and so there's a chance. There is a chance
Yeah, there
that this
is.
will disable the ship.
2-0, just 2-0.
Nope.
That's one,
7.
That's fine.
7 successes. Congratulations.
Is this the best
yeah.
roll of the entire series?
I think so. Okay. So
Oh, I've done it again.
you've gotten 3 momentum back, right? 1. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 3 momentum
Yeah.
back. Not a single complication, even though you had that ridiculous complication range.
Yep.
As Nero takes the helm, you are in your element. You essentially merge with the machine. It become the thrusters and impulse engines becoming an extension of your arms and your fingers.
Oh god, he's becoming a Borg.
As you feel, so you navigate as much by the sensors as the feeling of the deck plates vibrating as the distortions become closer. And you expertly maneuver the ship through, racing past distortions left, right, and center as the Pathos emerges out of the red zone, the danger zone, and rendezvous with the Casablanca. Just as communications come back online on the Casablanca.
Wow.
And there we are.
Right. Do you mind if I call off?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
We'll,
Right.
I think we'll just have like one more scene and then we'll end the episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, right, I didn't realise. Okay, well, yeah. Night all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Okay, so
Right.
you've watched all of this on the Casablanca on the view screen, Shiun. So who's gonna hail who?
I think Shiun definitely orders the hail
Okay.
as soon as comms are up.
Yes. So Doviah, you get comms from the Casablanca.
So who's in the captain's chair?
It's still the Commodore.
Okay. Commodore, the captain's hailing us.
On screen.
Aye, yeah,
Okay.
on screen.
And by the way, at this point there is just smoke coming out of different parts of ruptured hull and things. And fires in the background, panels have fallen off, engineers frantically trying to reconnect consoles and stuff.
Any rocks?
No, this is the original series.
Oh.
And then, yeah, the Commodore stands up. He says, "Captain, we got them all. No casualties."
Excellent. I'm glad it was successful.
So am I.
As am I.
When medical gets through
Well.
with them and hopefully manages to wake them from the coma, I'm going to have some strong words with some of the lead scientists. But for now, I think I need a bit of a rest.
Sure. We need to repair
Shiun.
both ships.
Your chair awaits.
Thank you.
I think both the ships need repairing.
Uh-huh. So, with that, he walks towards the turbolift, and he has the walk of a drained man. He walks into the turbolift, exits the scene. Yeah, true. But he has faith in the medical staff being able to wake them back up, apparently. So, is there anything anyone would like to do? Or can we skip ahead to when the crew gets exchanged and... I mean, we're 20 past. We could have a scene with maybe some of the scientists, if you wanted to.
Well, it's 20 past 11, not 10.
Oh yeah,
Just so you know.
you're right. Sorry, I meant 10 to half past. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, right.
No. I was thinking 10 more minutes, maybe. That's what I was thinking, maybe, if for the... Anyway, so should we have a scene like that, or is there anything anyone would like to do, or should we just skip it and say that happens off screen, and we can do that maybe in the captain's log of next episode if you want.
It's up to the others.
What do you want to do?
Can't think of a specific interaction I would want to have.
Okay.
No, I think I'm just smug that I ended up landing right on my plate to save the day.
Yeah,
I'm just smug.
You've earned the right.
I've
have.
just basically got feet up, gone. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I can do this without even concentrating.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, if you had gotten another breach in structure, the ship would have been disabled.
Yeah.
I had a plan what I was gonna do. It kind of worked anyways in my favor. So
I was not. So okay, let's end this. Let's end it there. But I was not expecting that the two-player characters on the Pathos, in addition to the captain, would go along with it. I did not.
We all know that I would
Yeah.
not have gone along with it.
You wouldn't
I
have.
would be in the would have been in the brig by now.
But really, I thought for sure that Westacre, having served with this guy in the past, and having previously shown not the most respect for him, that he, as first officer, would have something against this to endanger about like almost close to about 500 people to save only like 25 or 30, with such a slim chance of doing it.
I have a funny feeling that, should we just say, the players, not the characters, probably buckled a little bit.
Who knows?
No,
Well-
I think
I mean,
think
in where
Shiun-
the other is not Shiun,
yeah,
in a sense.
yeah.
Because Shiun can't really do much. It's the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although with the last two episodes have kind of focused quite heavily on Shiun, I find.
Yeah.
And so this one focusing more on some of the other player characters is only fair. I'm really interested to see how the reputation will turn out for this
Oh.
episode.
Oh,
That will
I've
be
definitely
joy.
Yeah. That's gonna take some pondering.
Uh-huh.
I honestly think that I probably lost the reputation I've gained.
Only time will tell. Plus, we can look into the awards and commendations.
Well, you're the only one who even got reputation, aren't you?
No, Westacre
you?
got 3 as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, true.
Okay. Right. So with
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
I believe it's.
Doubt it. Come on board the ship. Just concentrate and just go for it.
Also, does that ship also gain lose reputation?
No, the ship does. Well, in a roleplay perspective, yes. It's like the ship. Oh, you were the ship who did that mission, which I totally don't know about because it was secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Any
All
feedback?
I know is that Neo's got bragging rights for the next
Mhm.
month.
Yeah. Is there any feedback anyone has? Any criticism? Anything? Besides running half an hour
Nope.
over?
That doesn't actually bother me. You know, look up at 7 o'clock or like at 6:30 in the morning. So between 7 and 6:30 in the morning. So,
Okay.
just have a nap in the daytime, I think.
I did not expect that we'd succeed that well in all of it. I thought, I didn't think we'd get everyone, but it's nice.
Well, there were a few when the transporters broke on the Casablanca that didn't make it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
So that's.
But the Pathos got everyone that they were in charge of.
Well,
So-
it's not my fault. The thing won't blow up. It's no.
No, it's not
no
your
fuss
fault.
bucket.
Definitely not. In fact, you were the one who was, along with the captain, who were keeping it all from blowing up. So, with that,
Hopefully,
it was only
next
a
time we will
three-parter.
get Chief Engineer.
next time
Yeah.
on Star Trek Pathos. Right.
We get the Chief
Yes.
Engineer.
Only
Hopefully.
hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be part 1 of the next episode, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, this stream will be archived on YouTube, Shoutouts YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for coming, both players and viewers.
And NPCs. as well.
And NPCs. Yes, we couldn't have done it without you. And basically that's it. We've gone long enough. If you want shoutouts, check out the end of the previous streams, you'll find them there. So, yes. Oh, Roomsbath, you're still there. Good night and thanks, it was funny. I'm glad it was.
Yes,
Right,
I
so
agree.
with that, bye everybody. Bye. I'm gonna leave for like 10 seconds.
See you later.
Right.
Bye.
Bye everyone, yes, bye.